If you are struggling to win your tennis matches and it is driving you nuts, then you want to watch today's video, because today I'm going to go through 8 reasons why you're losing your tennis matches so you can turn that around, turn those L's into W's. If that sounds good to you, can't waste more time. Let's get started. Reason number 1, you're not training enough. I know what you're thinking. Pete, I play all the time. But you might not be training enough, and you might not be training the right way. Here's one thing that is super interesting to me. I've been able to interview a lot of great players in the history of tennis. And one of the last ones I got to do was the Bryan brothers. And Mike, who is now retired, said tennis is easier now because I can just go out and hit and I can play free. When I played, I was so tight. I was so nervous. He said, in fact, I think a lot of tennis players get hurt, professional tennis players, not amateur tennis players, because they're gripping the racket so tight and because they're so tight. And you might be thinking, just like I was thinking, wow, you guys look pretty relaxed to me. Your strokes look like you guys are swinging free as a bird. I wish I could play that relaxed, that free, with that lack of stress in my game. So I'm thinking, well, how are they able to look like they're super relaxed, like they're loose, when they're actually really tight? And what I thought is the automation has overridden the nerves, right? When recreational players get nervous, it can get very awkward to watch. It's very obvious that they're nervous. Their stroke changes quite a bit. They start decelerating. It starts to look uglier and uglier. Woo, we don't want that, right? So, but the pros, they've hit so many shots. They've automated, perfected the technique and automated it. And so when they go to play, even though they're just as nervous as you, don't look like it. Number 2, walk back here with me for a minute. Number 2, the second reason why you're not playing well in your tennis matches is because you're not using your time wisely back here. Did you know that 80% of the time when you're playing a match, you're not playing tennis? What does that mean? It means that, yeah, most of the time you're walking around in between points. You're on your changeover. Think about it. And how wisely are you using that time? So when you're playing tennis, back here, what you want to do is you want to think like you're playing poker. You got to get your poker face going. You can't be back here walking around with your head down and just getting so angry and rushing back and forth in between points. Use your time wisely. Come back here, use it wisely, look like a professional, and you will play much better tennis. And please go in and please miss. Reason number 3, you're losing tennis matches. You're trying not to lose instead of playing to win. That's not how you really want to go and play your matches, right? Just praying the other person misses your crummy shot. Yet we revert to it all the time. We've all been guilty of it. I've been guilty of it, where you're just praying they miss. You just hope somehow you can shake hands a winner. You ain't going to shake hands a winner unless you're playing like a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now, if you're still watching this video and you're liking it, B2 and I want you to support this video by giving this video a like. And we also want you to subscribe. The reason we want you to subscribe is not for us, it's for you. Because if you want to hit better serves than you've ever hit in your entire life, you want to subscribe to this channel, because we're always putting out amazing serve videos. If you want to hit bigger and better forehands, you want to subscribe. If you want to play smarter tennis, you want to subscribe to this channel. And hey, if you want to see more of this guy, he's in almost all of our videos, and he loves tennis. So you better subscribe. We'll be back with our next reason. Reason number 4, you lose tennis matches. You have an obvious weakness. Like, it might be your serve. A lot of people, it's their serve. It might be that backhand, right? It's something that your opponent goes out on the court and goes, what was that? I'm going to hit to that all day long. If you have a weakness, you've got to start working on it. You've got to start working on your weakness, guys. And there's so much great information out there online, and I'm sure there's amazing coaches in your area. Work on your weakness. Take the challenge, improve it, build confidence in it so people don't pick on you anymore. I don't want them picking on you. I like you. Reason number 5, that you lose tennis matches is you can't handle the nerves. You can't handle the nerves, right? We all get nervous. I'm not telling you to magically not get nervous. That's one of the things that you got to get used to. You've got to get used to the nerves. If you start to get nervous, there's nothing wrong with you. Just like I stated earlier in this video, the pros seem to be just as nervous, if not more nervous than us. Go watch the Netflix series. You can see they're all petrified of how the results are going to be on the tour. Plus, the stakes are much higher for them than for us. But we're still going to get nervous. There's something built into this game of tennis, something built into the DNA of tennis that will make you really, really nervous. We've all gotten nervous. It's how you handle the nerves. So I think the best ways to handle nerves, number one, is realize, hey, there's nothing wrong with you because you're nervous. The other person on the other side of the net, they're probably just as nervous, if not more nervous than you. That should make you feel better. And then I'm going to give you one great tip to kind of handle your nerves. I love this from Jeff Greenwald. He's amazing. He's going to be at our TennisCon live event, which has the best instructors in the world. I'm going to put that link in the description if you want to come train with the best instructors in the world down in Innisbrook, Tampa, or Innisbrook, Florida, near Tampa. Anyway, he said if you're nervous, one of the things that we usually tell ourselves is like, okay, I'm super nervous right now. Just relax. Just relax, Pete. And what often happens is we can't relax. But if we use this physical cue, it helps us. And that is to grab the racket as tight as we can for about 5 to 10 seconds. If you do that right now. I'm going to do it right now with you guys. If I'm holding this racket super tight as I'm here. Now, as I come up and I put the racket on top of the ball, all of a sudden I've let go of the grip and my whole arm feels loose. Feels good. Feels ready to go. So use that little tip there and you'll be able to at least relax for your first couple of hits. And hey, points only last 4 shots or less. That might all you need to play a great point and win. Then it'll make you feel better. It'll make you feel better. Reason number 6, you're losing matches. Whether you're a singles player, whether you're a doubles player, shot selection, okay? Too many people are out there hitting the wrong shot at the wrong time, and that's going to make you lose matches. So what I want to do is we're going to turn the court around. I want to show you a smart way to play. Now, I'd love to show you an awesome clip of Medvedev playing Murray, but this video is just too good to where I don't want to mess it up and have YouTube take it down because Tennis TV doesn't understand that the more you promote tennis, it's actually good for the game. I'd love to show you the point. But Murray and Medvedev played recently. They were so disciplined in their patterns. I noticed all week. Now, they're all amazing tennis players. Most pros have good shot selection. But the shot selection got a lot more discipline, I noticed, in that finals. They would go cross-court, toe-to-toe cross-court, playing very high percentage tennis. And then lots of times when the shot came here to the inside and they had more room, then sometimes they take it up the line, right? But they weren't necessarily going for a winner. Lots of times when we think about changing direction up the line, we're always thinking, oh, it's winner. It's lights out time. No, lots of times they were just doing that to change the pattern, get their opponent to run, and then what would they do after they hit the shot? They'd hit it up the line, and then they'd move to the other side, and guess what would happen? They'd get back into another cross-court battle. So think about that. Cross-court, cross-court, cross-court. That's your money consistency shot. Change the direction up the line to make your opponent run, but don't always go for a winner, especially the further you are back in the court. And then when you do change up the line, don't just stand there, because what if the person runs and then hits a cross court? You're not going to be near the ball. Actually change over to the other side. Look to get into another cross court pattern, and then you'll be playing much smarter tennis. Reason number 7 you don't win matches is you just don't know how to win. You just don't know how to win. You're like, well, what does that even mean? What I mean by that is you got to start to really identify your game, your style of play. What do you do that wins points? And what specifically can you do under pressure that usually will win points? Like, I'm going to use myself as an example, okay? I was pretty good. I wasn't great. I was #1 in the state. I played Division I college. I played #1 for my team. So I've won a decent amount of matches. And one of the things that I know under pressure I can hit, there's some shots under pressure I don't feel comfortable hitting. But one shot I knew I could hit under pressure, especially lots of the pressure points are played on the ad side, was the out wide lefty serve. Another thing that I got confident in when I was playing was serve and volley, right? And sometimes I'd be nervous at the baseline. So on big points, I like to serve and volley to the backhand and then volley to the open court. I knew under pressure that I could win points like that. So you got to know the things that you can do under pressure to just win and the things you necessarily don't do great under pressure, and try and hide that if you can. There's certain things you can do to hide that. Like in the example I just gave you, I was hiding my nerves from the baseline by getting to the net, okay? So just think about things like that so that you can start to develop your own identity to become a winner. Reason number 8 you don't win matches, and a lot of you are not going to know what I'm talking about. You're a tweenager. Yeah, you're a tweenager. You're not a full-grown adult tennis player. Now, what's a tweenager? So, the most hated tennis player in the world is the pusher, right? But guess what? Pushers win. Everybody out there loves to watch Roger Federer hit a tennis ball, and they want to do the same thing. They want to be hitters, okay? But what ends up happening when you get into the nerves of a match is you start to become a tweenager. You're not quite just pushing. You're definitely not just swinging free and hitting. You're tweening, which means you're like, okay, I want to hit this ball, but I don't want to miss, right? So then you start compromising your swing to where you try and swing, but then you start decelerating, the racket face opens up, or sometimes it clunks down. You start to feel really twitchy. Sorry, I had to stop the video. B2 started to bark at a dog that the dog would actually eat him for breakfast. Okay, so you start to get really twitchy in your strokes, okay? And you're tweening the ball. And so I have this saying, and you might not like the saying, and the saying is this: pushers win. Hitters win. Tweeners lose. So if you want to win more matches, you got to stop being a tweenager. And since you're probably not going to have the practice time that Novak Djokovic gets to dedicate to his game, is you've got to go, in my mind, you have to know when to push the ball, and you have to know when to hit the ball. And pushing has way too negative a connotation. Pushing also doesn't have to look ugly, okay? Pushing can look kind of stylish. In fact, I'm going to show this one clip of me hitting an approach shot where I kept the ball low and then I was able to put the volley away. That was a pushing shot. And lots of times for approach shots, I love the idea, rather than going up there and forcing a hit, you know, have a nice pushing chip approach shot, a pushing slice approach shot. If you're from the baseline and you're getting a little nervous and you don't quite feel the confidence to swing through and rip a one-hand toss and backhand, there's nothing wrong with pushing a nice slice, okay? Pushing is more pushing your shoulders at the ball. Swinging is more rotational, letting the racket fly. And if you learn how to pick those two worlds and avoid the tweenager, you'll win many more matches. Guys, if you are still watching this video and you haven't given it a thumbs up, like, what? It's free. Just come on, be a good person. Like the video, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and if you want to get better at tennis, then make sure you watch this forehand video right here that I have to the side, because it's an awesome video that I'm going to show you on how to get massive topspin on your forehand. And the other thing you want to do is you want to sign up for my 7-day forehand challenge, because each and every day we're going to be teaching you how to hit a modern, professional style forehand So you can go out there and you can be more of a hitter than a pusher, because I know that's what you want. I know that's what you want. So sign up for the 7-day forehand challenge. We'll be starting in late March, but you can get on the early bird access too if you wanted to. That's also an option. We'll see you guys on the next video.